Thanks to the support as a channel member, Kevin Wilcox. I mean, I don't really get what part of it's so difficult to understand. It's a separate channel where I'm uploading all of my Twitch replays so people on YouTube can watch them without having to go to Twitch. It's called LOLLUJO Live. Yeah, they'll be on there about 24 hours after they're on Twitch initially. No, you don't have to watch both. It's just an option. People asked for the option. I'm giving them the option. They can watch live, 7 p.m. most weeknights, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. They can watch the replays over on Twitch, or now they can watch the replays over on YouTube too. I don't know why they needed all these options. It's what they asked for. Hello and welcome to Homegrown Part 30. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have as many games as it takes for us to become a Football League club, which should just be one or two. Since you were last with me, we have started playing our games in hand that we had. We still have a couple of games in hand, but as you can see, we have won enough of them to find ourselves 4 points clear, 2 games in hand. Hartlepool, the team chasing us, have only 2 games remaining. Chesterfield only have 1 game remaining. The only other team with 2 games remaining, or with 4 games remaining, sorry, is Wrexham, who are 9 points behind us. And we play them twice. And we're playing them up first, and then we play them again at home before the end of the season. I don't know how we've come to this, that we have to play Wrexham twice. But as you can see, the run-in hasn't been as stressful as I thought it was going to be when we started to drop some points there. I think the FA Trophy win has given us a nice little confidence boost. And we're cantering home towards the Football League, which is very nice to see. And it's also going to be very interesting to see what impact that has on the new stadium that we're due to move into this summer, because it ain't big enough for the Football League. Oh, is it actually? What is the minimum? I thought we were getting a 3,000 capacity stadium. Hold the phone. This might work out okay. So, no, you need to have a 5,000 minimum capacity for League 2. We're about to move into a 4,000 capacity stadium. This can't go wrong. So, this is the team for the Wrexham game. We're going with Wright in goal, a back four of Frangos, Davies, Charles and Brewerton. Redmond, Curry, Bandera and Wentin are the midfield, and Beerith and Cannon up front. If we win here, I think we are champions, because maths, it's complicated, but I think all we need here is a win to become champions. If that is the case, I'll still show you one more game. I won't cheat you out of a match. I'll make sure you get to see 2 matches on this episode. As ever, what I won't make you do is sit through all 4 of them if we're just going to keep winning them. Of course, if we lose now, it does make things a little bit more interesting going into those final 3 games. But realistically, I think it's pretty unlikely we're getting caught at this stage. So fingers crossed, we pick up another promotion. We end up in the Football League, and I'm really intrigued as to how this summer is going to go, because as I mentioned an episode or 2 back, when I did my usual bringing in all the Premier League players who are being released on trial and having a look at them and signing any that had 5-star potential, there was only 2 that had 5-star potential, because obviously we've now improved as a club to the point where the Premier League youngsters can't just walk straight into our team. We saw it this summer just gone. If we look through that starting 11, the majority of them were here last year. Frangos, I think, is the only one in the 11 that started today. Maybe Wentin as well came in. I think Wentin came in last summer. They're the only 2 who came in last summer who are in the team now. And they're there because Rodriguez and Camara left, because they couldn't get their work permits. So we've already basically done a year where we brought in a whole bunch of Premier League youngsters, and none of them have really broken into the team. And now we're at the point where, okay, well, maybe we won't bother signing them. But if we're not going to sign them and they're not going to break into the team, how are we going to bring in players? We obviously have our own youth system. We can do what we did with Redmond and Brewerton, who actually are the other 2 new players, but they didn't come in from Premier League freebies. And they're players we went out and bought out of other people's youth systems. And I think we're going to need a shift towards that as a policy. You've seen us do it a few times now. We did it initially with Pritchard way back at the start. Redmond, Brewerton, there's a couple of others. And I think that's probably going to be a shift in transfer policy. I think we're going to be picking up less Premier League cast-offs on free transfers, and we're going to be having to spend more money. So go and raid youth teams of non-league sides, other lower league sides, and try and do it that way. But obviously, the further up the league we go with that, the more expensive that policy becomes. Because if you're in the Championship, trying to buy 17-year-olds that can go straight into your first team, they ain't coming cheap. So we're going to see. I think there's going to be some interesting developments in recruitment over the coming seasons. What's less interesting is the fact we're losing this game, which I really don't care for. We were supposed to just trot to victory, win the league. Everyone has a lovely time. We're going to take off both strikers, make some changes up there, and I think we're also going to take off Bandera in midfield so that we can release Nathan Curry to get a little bit further forward and hopefully find a breakthrough from him. But it's certainly not in the script today for us to lose to Wrexham, and they're looking at this thinking, we've got 3 games left, we're only 6 points behind them, and we're better than them. Wrexham could still go up as champions here. Danny Pritchard is a wonderful man. When in doubt, get Pritchard on and sling the ball at his head by hook or by crook. Doesn't matter if it's a long ball forward, a corner, a long throw, as we've seen there. Just get the ball towards Danny Pritchard's head and he'll do the rest. 18th goal of the season now for him. Wrexham 1, Home 1. I don't think a draw is enough for us to be crowned champions immediately, because Hartlepool could still catch us. They've got 2 games left and they're 5 points behind. So unless we grab another one, it does go into the next game. We're not going to be crowned champions right now. What I think this does mean is that Wrexham can't catch us. Wrexham can still catch us. This, like I say, this is not how today was supposed to go. Wrexham 2, Home 1, a 95th minute goal for Wrexham. And that's the kind of moment that's going to really make those Wrexham fans believe that something special might be about to happen. This is, I emphasize again, this is not the plan. Going full-time cannot come soon enough. We are running out of players. Cisse, Whittaker, Hamilton, now Nathan Curry, all on holiday. Jessup has picked up an injury. Harrison Davies, not really fit to start. And Wentin, also not really fit to play the entire game. We are down to bare bones in our first team squad. We have got a bunch of other young players knocking around the place, but I don't know. I mean, even then, even adding in the under-23s, that's not added a lot of players. My word, we are light on players. We need to do something. We need to find some from somewhere this summer. So, hopefully, to win the league, right in goal, Frangos, Muir, Charles and Hoyt at the back, Redmond, Campbell, Bandera and Wentin in midfield, Pritchard and Cannon up front. And we've got to take Wentin off on 75 minutes, and we don't have a right midfielder on the bench to bring on for him. It'll be absolutely fine. What are we worrying about? Oh, right. A win here. We win the league. We pump the fists. Okay, we'll outstretch the arms. I want to do the whole media, blah, blah, blah. We just did a team meeting where we eased expectations on the players, because we weren't expected to go up as champions this year, remember. This was the season, the first season of the entire save where we weren't expected to go up as champions. Mrs Wearmouth would have been happy with the playoffs this year. What a generous woman she is. She should have been happy with the playoffs this year. So we shouldn't be putting too much pressure on them to finish this off and win the league, because if we end up in the playoffs, that's job done. Oh, Danny Pritchard. He is the big game player in this team. He goes so long. He doesn't really turn up when you aren't here. He's like the opposite of Goran Pavlov from Bourne last year, who only scored when you weren't watching. I think Danny Pritchard only scores when you are watching. And I think that's the nature of the fact that I tend to show you the big games. And he is definitely a big game player. Week in, week out, he really doesn't do a lot. But in these big games where he needs to step up and take control of a situation and do what he does, he rarely messes up. We saw it against Manchester City. We've seen it at Wembley. We saw it in that last game. We've seen it again here. When the chips are down and we really, really, really need a goal, that's what Danny Pritchard is for. Redmond, back to Campbell. If we can grab another one here, I'm going to start to relax a little bit, because a 2-goal lead after 15 minutes. We struggle to mess that up, surely. Wentin plays it into Bandera. Hoyt coming forward on the overlap, and Cannon turns. This is good work from Cannon, and that's a good save from the Forest Green goalkeeper, who just tips it wide. But we have a free kick now. Cannon floating it in from the left-hand side. Really a little bit too close to goal. It looked almost like he was shooting from a ridiculous angle, which if that's what his plan was, the man's a madman. And now Forest Green on the attack. We need to get a tackle in here. Oh my word, what kind of attempt for save was that from Wright? I mean, it ultimately was effective, but please never try and save a football like that again. You're allowed to use your hands. Use your hands. Campbell with he shaped up for a long throw and then threw it behind him. It's like when you go bowling and you're running up to bowl and the ball flies out the back of your hands and hits your friends in the head. Oh my word. There is some crazy stuff going on this pitch today. It's like the game knows, oh, Kev's about to leave non-league. Let's just give him a whole load of non-league to enjoy before he leaves. We've got a corner now. Hoyt take Pritchard and his header goes just wide. I thought Pritchard was going to continue to prove my point about how much of a big game player he is, but it does go just wide of the post. Weirdly, looking at that league table, Chesterfield today play their final game of the season when we've still got 2 to play. That feels like a very odd way to run the fixtures. Surely, title challengers all have to play their final game on the same day. As much as I enjoy non-league, I am enjoying getting into the Football League where the fixture issues that we've got as part of this database theoretically disappear and we don't have any more crazy stuff like that going on. Pritchard can't get his cross away. It's with Frangos and Campbell now playing it across to Bandera, back to Campbell who slots it into Pritchard. Pritchard's in. Pritchard scores again. 20th goal of the season for him. We haven't knighted a player on FM21 yet. Danny Pritchard's getting very close, boys and girls, because he has been with us since Tier 8 and he is the man who is single-handedly driving us over the finish line into the I was going to say into the 4th division. All right, 90s Kev, where have you been? Oh, you've got a beard now. Lovely. Hoyt with the long throw. It's a nice little low bullet one into the area, but it doesn't quite make it far enough to actually cause problems for the goalkeeper. And it ends up back in the keeper's hands after a little bit of flirting around with the ball in our half. And Forest Green on the attack and a shot. And Wright, again, keeping the ball out of the goal in the most creative ways he can come up with. I think that one hit him in the face and ended up going over the crossbar. But bottom line, it didn't go in the back of the net. And that's the important thing. It floats in again. I kind of assumed Wright to try a scorpion kick there, after all the other nonsense that we've seen from everybody on this pitch so far today. But the important thing is with 30 minutes left, we're 2-0 up. And as things stand, we are champions. Nobody can catch us as long as my maths is right. And let's face it, when has my maths ever been wrong? Right. Forest Green have the ball and are attacking. And Wright, once again, showing what a safe pair of hands he is by collecting the cross low to his left-hand side and now looking for someone to distribute it out to. Held on to the ball a long time there. Good job no one enforces that 5-second rule anymore. Troy Cannon's in. I really want the Cannon fires us into League 2 pun. If he keeps missing, he's robbing me of a beautiful pun moment. And I'm not happy about it. I've had that one locked and loaded for the last 2 days. Hoyt on the right-hand side, can't get his crossover. Wentin is getting to the point where he needs to come off because we promised him no more than 75 minutes before the game started. In fact, Mark Wearmouth reminding me of that fact. So Hartshorn's going to come on for him, probably in one of his final appearances for the club. Ethan Hartshorn is 22 years old now. He's rubbish. He's barely played for 2 years. I can't imagine him getting near the team again anytime soon. But ultimately, because of the nature of the save, he might have to. If we can't find someone good enough to replace him, he has to stick around as a squad player for situations like this. It's not like we can just go out and get another random 22-year-old who happens to be 2.5 stars rather than 1.5 stars. Hartshorn might be here until he's in his 30s just because we can't find anybody any better, which would be absolutely nuts. Right, 91st minute now. Surely we don't mess it up from here. I thought that was whistling into that bottom corner and I was going to start getting really rather upset if it did. Pritchard with the flick onto Hartshorn. Always knew he was a quality player. Hartshorn, he's giving it away. Number 38 gives the ball away. He's just running around like he's never seen a football pitch before. Frangos heads clear We've got some players who really want to play league football here. There's some valiant defending going on, and Forest Green really trying to get a breakthrough because they're still in the promotion hunt themselves, and they've bottled it a little bit here today. But they are trying to cling on to a playoff spot, and at the moment we're not making it easy for them. Brewerton brings it down. Muir's there. Pritchard can't quite win his flick on, but gets it back from Redmond. Redmond now on the left-hand side. There's 40 seconds left in this game. Surely, oh surely, we can't ruin it from here. But we are struggling to get hold of the ball, and I really don't like it. Muir heads it forward to Redmond. Redmond looking for Beerith. Beerith is in. I mean, I thought we were going to have one last moment of non-league nonsense, but the keeper actually deals with it quite well. I do think if Cannon's still on the pitch at that point, he probably does score because he's that bit quicker than Beerith. Hartshorn's in. I always knew he was good. Hartshorn plays it back to Redmond. Redmond, it would be nice for Pritchard to get his hat-trick. He doesn't. But look at the size of him, leading the boys towards the trophy. He's ridiculous. Oh, I love the fact that he's captain for the day as well, because Harrison Davis not involved today because of tiredness and whatnot. So it's Danny Pritchard who deservedly lifts the National League trophy. Holme FC are a football league team, boys and girls. Look at that. I'm even wearing the same suit as manager Kev in game. I've got my promotion suit on. Beautiful. Are we going to get an Ollie Wright cartwheel? We're so used to him by now in these situations. There he goes! The Ollie Wright cartwheel. That's when you know things are going well. Beautiful. He never lets us down. Oh, we're in the Football League. Well done, boys. We made that a little bit harder than it needed to be at times, but we are a Football League side. There's your confirmation that we've turned professional. The fans are worshipping me. I've been offered a new contract immediately by Mrs Wearmouth. Holy heck. A £1.1 million transfer budget and a £29,000 a week wage budget. Are we in the Premier League? Oh my word. Well, yes, I'll sign that contract, Mrs Wearmouth. She's lost her mind, and I love it. Confirmation that we've done the double. Playoffs, confirmation that we're professional. Does that mean I'm more than just favoured personnel if they're worshipping me? No, of course it doesn't. Don't think they understand the word worship, really. But there we go. Confirmation that all is good in the world. Danny Pritchard, you're close. I can't knight you at 20 years old. But oh my word. One more year like that. That boy's close. Well, it's transfer special tomorrow. And it's time to raid some youth teams. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.